Hello, hello, hello. Um, Welcome. Sorry I didn't stream on Monday. I literally didn't get up until like 4 p.m. on Monday, so I completely missed the timetable. Um, I was going to stream yesterday, but the vibes were just off yesterday. But I'll make it up to you all next week because I will be streaming. I'll be streaming every day next week and maybe even twice a day because I don't work most of next week. Die. Everything in the right. Yeah. Okay. So we're going to start working on another section of Dreamwood. This one is going to be called the Oasis. It's the primary water supply for the entire city or town, or what is actually that terminology? I'm gonna look that up real quick. What's the difference between a city and a town? Okay, apparently they're interchangeable. Town is a populated area with fixed borders and a local government. A city is a large or important town. So I guess it would be a city, considering it's the only town on the island. It would, by definition, be important. Let me get my sketches. Pull up my reference. Yeah. Actually, I think I want this a lot whiter. Besides canvas. There we are. I want it actually a little bit taller too. Actually, if I make it both wider and taller, I'll just get the same thing. Make it go with a little bit more. There we go. I'm gonna change that color so it's a little easier on my eyes. There we go. Okay. Oh, yeah, duh. Need to change the color back. Otherwise, I'm just painting the same color. There we go. There we go. Nope, didn't want that. This. That. This. No. Yeah. It will be a grassy area. So more hard stone over here. Hmm. Hmm. It turned out a lot bigger than I wanted. So I'm gonna fix that. So that was on the screen. I need to clean my screen. Thing. Or one. That. It'll. Yeah, that's what I want. right there. Little sort of uprise. Excuse me. I think that's all I want in the foreground. Next, start out like this. Actually, that in the front covers up too much. People aren't going to be able to want this to be more open. I need it taller. Hmm. Figure out what to put there. I think I'm gonna put like a. Oh, hi. No. What bad news? I don't know of any bird. Oh, you're talking about Twitter? Yeah, I heard about that. That was what, a month ago now? Eh. I don't really use Twitter anymore anyway. It still says Twitter now. No, it's still Twitter. The logo's changed, but nothing else has. Oh, that? Yeah, he can just do that. The app, he doesn't have the right to the domain. That's the thing that everyone's worried about. There was no one ever had the right to the app name X. So yeah, the app is called X, but the domain, like if you go to the Twitter website, it's still Twitter. Yeah. See, Facebook's actually owns the right to the X domain. And considering they have an active competitor to Twitter at the moment, it is unlikely that they're going to sell it to Twitter. Which is going to piss Elon off a lot, which is making me very happy. Because he's an edgy 16-year-old. I know he's older than 16, but he acts like an edgy 16-year-old. If you're gonna act like a child, I'm gonna treat you like one. I should merge this. There we go. Twitter was always a money-making scheme. That's the thing we gotta realize. Twitter was also... The original Twitter was a money-making scheme. They just made all their money from selling our information. The new Twitter is trying to take money from us directly. Which is killing their actual business of selling our information because people are using it less. Don't let these companies trick you into ever thinking that they're your friends. They're not your friends. They're actively trying to undermine your rights. Some are just more subtle. Yeah. See, here's the thing. That's not entirely accurate, because those in power actually want peace, because the moment that there's actual conflict, then we start realizing we can fight. And they don't want us to think about fighting, because the first person we're going to start fighting is them. Because they're the ones who made this world as horrid as it is. Actually, no. So yeah, billionaires are far more likely to actually pay to ensure peace in a sick way because they're not actually ensuring peace, they're ensuring the sustainment of the current world order, which has them in power. It just so happens that conflict kind of throws that into disarray, as well as economic turmoil. They're trying to keep us happy enough so that we don't realize that they're slowly taking away everything that makes us happy. But I want to get off that topic. It's kind of very dark, and I try to keep it more lighthearted around here. I did. I loved it. I loved every second of it. Supposed to be trees, but they do not look like trees. Let me guess, it was the ending? The cliffhanger? See, I didn't realize that, like, they already announced the third one, so I didn't realize so many people didn't realize that there was going to be a sequel, and this was likely going to end with a sequel bait. Whenever they have, like, announced two movies at the same time that are going to be in sequence, they always use the first one to set up the second one. Sometimes the first one can still stand on its own pretty well, but a lot of the time they don't stand on their own. Spider-Verse, I think, stands on its own pretty good. No, that when they announced Across the Spider-Verse, they also announced Beyond the Spider-Verse. People just kind of forgot about it because all the marketing only told us about Across the Spider-Verse. So they forgot that they announced the second one right after. Yeah, they did. They went into this movie knowing that it was going to be two, which I think helped it a lot because they didn't try to cram any extra stuff into this first movie that they could just fill in or that they could just cover in the second one. This movie is very tight. Every second is used effectively. I mean, you say that, but also, what was it? Was it Infinity War or Endgame? Wasn't one of them like 4 hours long? Granted, that had an entire franchise leading up to it, so yeah, a standalone movie probably not going to watch 4 hours long. Even a sequel. But when you watch the first 10 movies in the franchise that set up for this, then you'll watch the 4-hour marathon. Thing. This. Perfect. And I think we can start with the color. Actually, hang on. I'll figure that out on the color stage. Excuse me, had a cough real quick. Let's see. I suppose I should just start with the water. That would be the best place. No, way too bright. Way too bright. Yes, that'll work. I don't have to be too precise with this, because I'm just going to draw over it with every other layer. But let's keep the basic shape. Oh wait, I need to put this behind the sketch layer so I actually see what I'm doing. You know, that statement is very true, because I literally don't remember what you're talking about. Oh, Eternals? I didn't watch Eternals. It looked like crappier Justice League, and considering how bad that movie was, or I don't think it was even called Justice League, but you know what I mean. Okay. I'm gonna be honest. After Endgame, the MCU felt like it was over to me. Like, none of the recent movies have really caught my attention, and I haven't really heard much discourse about what's actually going on in them. The only ones I've even seen are the Spider-Mans, and that's because he's Spider-Man. Everyone watches Spider-Man. that. Yeah, I would agree. I think the one movie where he feels like he was really a part of the MCU is probably, Infinity War and Endgame. But other than that, yeah, he kind of feels like a cameo, not a character in universe, you know? And of course, in his own movies, all the other MCU characters feel like cameos and not in-universe characters. It's weird. Probably because we know a lot about Spider-Man outside of the MCU. And so he feels more important than the other characters, but he isn't treated as more important in universe. He's actually treated significantly less important than most characters. Okay. And now I have to actually change its color. Yep. Look at. Oh. Yeah, I mean, a big problem in the MCU is they kill all their villains, and they're running out of all the good villains. I think the only exception to that is Loki. And that's because he becomes, kind of an anti-hero instead of a villain. But yeah, like a lot of comic stories involve villains coming back or villains teaming up, but they can't do that in the MCU because there are no villains coming back. They're all dead. Exactly. Spider-Man, all the other ones act more as... All the other heroes in the MCU act as judge, jury, and executioner, but Spider-Man actually acts as a hero. He's trying to help people and not hurt anyone. For the most part. I mean, he kinda... Actually, no. Never mind. No, yeah, he did try to kill the Green Goblin in No Way Home. That's what it's called. Or Joker, no. Did I say Joker? Man, I'm getting tied in my own thoughts. Yeah, he did have a reason. Pretty good one. A little bit more standing. A lot more there. To be fair, with a lot of their villains, they're designed in such a way that they have to be killed. Like, the movies are designed in such a way where the villain is chasing their goal for, like, the entire runtime of the movie. And basically, their goals are always unrelated to the hero, or kind of. Their goals are outside of the hero, but they're still bad. And simply put, if the hero just beats them up and throws them in jail, they'll still... Or, I'm explaining this poorly, but basically, they're designed in such a way that you can't beat them without killing them. Like with Ultron. The MCU Ultron, they couldn't just let him get away or let him save himself into the internet, because then he'll just make a new body immediately and try and, drop a rock on the Earth again. So they had to kill him off. I guess they didn't have to kill off Thanos, but they did, so... They didn't have to kill off Thanos, but they basically already killed him off by making him be a farmer. Long story short, even if Thanos was still alive after they undid the snap, he was in no state to try and do it again, which would be the only thing he would try to do. That's another thing. That, with like the exception of the Vulture, pretty much all the villains in the MCU are motivations are grand in scale, whereas in the comics they're often very relatively simple. Like a lot of villains in the comics just rob banks. And those are villains that you can, arrest, send to jail, they can come back, cause more problems. But with all the MCU villains are like, Thanos, the Mad Titan, who's trying to kill half the universe. Ultron, the deranged AI that's trying to kill all humans. Then you got Dormammu, a literal eldritch god, which I guess they didn't kill him off, but they made him make a deal where he can't come back. It's like stuff like that. Yeah. I want this, and curve it out. Wait, this looks more like a small part of a much larger pond. Okay, roll that back. Ultron had at least had good intentions. I mean, I can't think of an argument, but I don't think that's right. I mean, I guess technically Ultron in all his forms is a representation of the paperclip maximizer thought experiment, which I don't know if you're familiar with the paperclip maximizer, but basically the idea is if you give a machine a simple task like create or like make paperclips, but don't give it any restraints, then it will tear up the earth, it will, enslave the population, it will do everything to make more paperclips, regardless of any damage it causes or the fact that the paperclips aren't going anywhere anymore. It doesn't care. Its only objective is make more paperclips. And Ultron is that idea, but instead of the simple objective of of make paper clips, it was given the simple objective of save humanity. And since it was not given any parameters to go on of what defines save humanity, it decided the parameters for itself that saving humanity is destroying humanity. Okay. Actually, the definition of an anti-hero, quite literally, is a hero with unheroic traits, which is a bad definition because it could technically literally apply to anything. All you have to do is change the definition of heroic and unheroic, which have no inherent definition because what defines a hero changes with time. But yeah, I guess you could technically twist. Actually, not really, because his motive is, his parameter is to save humanity, but his motive is to kill humanity because he thinks it will save it, which isn't a good motive. Just because his original parameter was save humanity doesn't mean that killing humanity is saving humanity. It just means that he thinks that is, which makes him insane. And thus, and not I guess insane, it doesn't technically mean evil, but in this case it does mean evil because he's trying to kill people. And his method is to drop a massive rock on Earth to kill everything, which is also evil. So he's full in the villain category. Same with Punisher, which is... Everyone thinks Punisher is an anti-hero, but he's motivated by vengeance, which is unheroic. And he murders people, which is unheroic. And oftentimes he goes to extreme lengths that are unnecessary for to achieve his goals. Like torture and kidnapping. Yeah, Punisher isn't a good guy in any regard. And anyone who says otherwise is someone you should watch out for. See, Deadpool is an interesting case because it really depends on the writer. Depending on whether or not he's doing it for fun or something. It depends a lot on what he's doing and why he's doing it. Which, with Deadpool, can be pretty much anything. No, Wolverine is definitely a hero. He doesn't always like having to play the hero, but he always does the right thing. Generally. See, here's the thing, again. you can do morally dubious things and still be a hero if it's like every so often. But if every single action you do is morally dubious, like with Deadpool or with let's think of another anti-hero. I am drawing blanks. Who's another anti-hero? Spawn. Spawn's an anti-hero. Yes, I'll say he's an anti-hero because he kills people. And doesn't necessarily do it. He doesn't do due process. See, that's the thing. These movies have now shifted the bar. Well, see, here's the thing. That is movie Batman. Actual, like, comic Batman, well, depending on the writer. Here's another thing. All these characters have been in so many stories that saying one is an anti-hero and one isn't is blatantly false, because there's 100 different versions by different writers that have them doing different things and having different motivations. And some have them with bad motivations but good methods. Some have them with bad methods but good motivations. And some have them with good motivations and good methods. And some have them where they're straight up villains, but they keep on playing them as the hero because writers don't understand or writers don't see when they're the bad guys. People often believe that everyone shares their moral compass and are shocked, I tell you, when they find out other people don't always agree with them. So yeah, I would say movie Batman, definitely an anti-hero. Honestly, leaning almost to a villain in some cases. But comics Batman or Justice League Batman, full-on hero. He's just a goth hero. Let's get back to this. Did I not? No, not quite. Yeah. And here's another thing. I would agree. Superior Spider-Man, when he originally appears, is definitely an anti-hero. But actually, I don't remember the comics as well as I thought I did. I don't remember what happens with Superior Spider-Man. I remember he becomes a part of the what is this? Spider-Verse. I think it was just called the Spider-Verse event or whatever. But if I'm remembering correctly, he does develop more of a moral compass and starts holding back more. Basically, he realizes that Peter was a better Spider-Man than him, and that in order to be better, he tries to be more and more like Peter until eventually he gives the body back to Peter Parker because he was the better Spider-Man, which I think arguably redeems him and turns him into a full-fledged hero because he realized his flaws. But yeah, he was definitely an anti-hero when he started, and that's the thing with characters. If they're written differently, they can be different things. but also an anti-hero can become an actual hero if they, realize what they're doing is wrong and decide to, stop doing that. Then they become a full-fledged hero because they're, well, once they, of course, redeem themselves or, seek or get forgiveness for what they did. You don't just stop doing bad things and all of a sudden you're cleansed of the evil you've done. You have to actually make up for the wrongs you did. But once they do that, that's Octavius did go rogue, didn't he? No, because they put in his neural implant that prevented his tentacles from controlling him. What was that? Carnivorous Pinecone, thanks for the follow. Yeah, I'd say that's true. Testing my knowledge on some of these. I haven't seen these movies in a while. I think that, yeah. I mean, didn't Sandman kind of go rogue? I think he left the building, but I don't think he ever actually went a... No, he did. Yeah. Sandman's motivations in that movie were all over the place because he was initially all on board, then he went rogue, then he was all on board again at the end there, and it was all kinds of weird. Don't quote me on any of this stuff. I do not remember these movies as well as I thought I did. Let me just area and then Yeah, I would say that's probably the most accurate description. Actually, I'm gonna not put that rock. Actually, I'll make it smaller. Ooh. No, I'll put a rock here. Okay. I want you. That will kind of separate the grass and that does not look good. I'll just leave it empty. You guys hear that? There's a storm brewing outside. Not really brewing, just here. Oh, I completely missed that area all over here. Ow. My elbow. Banged it on my desk. These two colors should be flipped. Hang on real quick. Okay. Next thing I do is pop post layer. This color. Uh, finish off some of the rest of this. I'll actually change this. Ah, no. Hang on. Oh. Yeah. Ugh. Uh, Gotta be kidding me. We're on the background layer. Ah! Or did I? Oh, I know what happened. Hang on a sec. Yeah, I had to reference other layers on. We just go. There we go. I want it more like that. Yeah. Yeah. No, it needs a lot smaller. No. One, two. I can more clearly distinguish them when I get detail. Eh. That looks better. And I'm just going to outline this, that. Nope, wrong layer. Reminds me, I have one more thing I need to add. Empty layer to do so. And there we go. Oh. And I think that's where we'll end it today. Save. Thank you all for coming. Thanks for the wonderful discussion. I will be streaming again this Friday at 12 a.m. hopefully. Sorry again for not streaming on Monday. I literally didn't get up until like 4 p.m. Don't know what happened. But yeah, thanks for coming. Let me see. Is there anyone I can raid? There does not appear to be anyone I'm willing to raid at the moment, so I'm just gonna end things off here. Thanks for coming. Hope to see you next time. Bye.